Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of my Dorney Park recreation. Last time we built out some stuff near the entrance of the park, some buildings up here, the antique carousel, put down the entrance over here. Haven't had any time yet to tweak these buildings yet. Like I said before, I'm still not super happy with the way the entrance looks, but you know, that's a problem for another day. I was able to fix some of the overcrowding and guests getting lost problems we were having just by making some of the paths a little bit less wide and blocking off some dead ends. Gonna have to reproxy all of these later when I figure out how to do it in such a way that doesn't break all the pathfinding, but that is also a problem for another day. I think today I want to switch gears a little bit, move away from this area of the park, and we got a lot of stuff here at the back of the park that needs worked on. So I like to continue to make progress towards this direction, get some of these paths put in here and start working on some of the big rides back here, because there's a lot of big rides back here. We haven't touched a lot of them since episode 1 or 2 or whatever. So in order to continue to get back here, we just need to progress further from where we left off back over here where some of these flats are. Moving Hydra a little bit closer to the path has kind of thrown off the layout just a tiny bit. I think things are going to need to get scooted towards the main entrance by a couple tiles as we go forward. This is pretty noticeable over here by the log flume, where this bit here is supposed to go underneath the Hydra lift, and now it is no longer anywhere near there. So I think this is where I'm going to work today. Get this log flume put in for real. Get the terrain to match it a little bit better. See if we can get it to go underneath the Hydra track here where it's supposed to go. Don't know if we'll have enough clearance, so we might have to cheese it a little bit. I guess we'll see, but yeah, I haven't built a real log flume in a while and decorated one. Hopefully it goes okay. We will find out. All right, here we have our build for Thunder Creek Mountain. Turned out to be a relatively simple layout overall, and I was able to lower the ground around the hydro lift to get it to go underneath like it's supposed to do without having to fake the clearance checks, which is pretty nice. Kind of amazed that this all fit in here, but that's pretty cool. I had to add kind of an extra lift underneath the first lift to make the height differences and everything, all the drops work out correctly. Like I said earlier, when we were originally laying this stuff out, you only get so many different slope gradients in RCT. That's just how the game works. And this kind of ride really needs something a little bit shallower than what we originally get, but this will have to do. Overall, I think it turned out pretty well. It also has the feature that the real one does, where the straight track at the bottom of the big drop isn't quite long enough, so you slam into this turn pretty hard and bang into the wall with your log, which is pretty entertaining if you watch the POV of it. Built a little bit of infrastructure out here. There's a little maintenance shed and a spare boat hold over here by the bottom of the lift and some stuff up top. Not 100% sure what all this looks like. Might add some more details in here later, but this is going to be fine for now. If we never come back to it, it's not the worst. Not a big deal. We are getting a little bit far away midway-wise from where we want to be. I feel like this area here is a little bit stretched out. There's not a lot going on between where Thunder Creek Mountain is and where the Tilt-A-Whirl is. There are a couple restaurants and shops and a restroom tucked away here in the back. But it feels like things are getting a little bit stretched out. Hopefully it doesn't become a trend as we continue to build out here. Hopefully this will look a little bit more realistic and normal when we start putting in some of these buildings and some trees and stuff. So I think that's what I want to do right now. Just get this area built out, add in some more of those decorations, and hopefully things will look a little bit more normal, a little bit more like the rest of the park. So let's see. All right, this area is really starting to come together. When I said I was a little bit concerned about things being too far apart, I guess after you add in some building details like overhangs and seating areas and things, it really does expand the footprint of some of these restaurants and shops, which does help to make things look a little bit less spread out. So that's turning out pretty nice. I think the part of the midway that we built today connects pretty nicely over to where the midway from Dominator is. So this area doesn't have much left to do. I think there's one more seating area and restaurant here behind Music Express that I currently just have green space in, so that should go nicely in there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way things are going over here. All these little buildings in here, all the foliage and stuff is really helping tie things together and making things look nice. So pretty happy with that. We still have some more time today, so let's continue building in this area. I think what I want to do is add in that little restaurant over here behind Music Express, as I mentioned. And then maybe we can add in Demon Drop. I know it's been a while since we added any big rides. It feels like forever ago that we put in Hydra. And I would really love to build some more roller coasters. And the more we build over here, the closer we get to building some good roller coasters. Demon Drop is not a roller coaster, but it's roller coaster adjacent. So why don't we do that today as a little treat. All right, we've got our demon drop built. And I have to admit, I did have to go back and look at my own tutorial for making the exact specifics for this kind of ride. It's been a long time since I made the tutorial, and I haven't built one of these since. But it worked out all right, and it fits pretty nicely in this spot here. Again, we're trying to drift a little bit further away from where we originally had sketched things out, but I think it's going to work out fine in the end. We'll just have to move some things over, but we got plenty of room for it, so I'm not going to worry too much. Again, it's nice to get some of these areas filled in with some little shops as well. I think this green space right here is like a little theater or something. Fortunately, it seems like Dorney Park hasn't changed a whole lot since the Google Street View photos were taken back in 2011. I found a walkthrough of the park from last year, and it looks like all these buildings are still here. So hopefully we're remaining period accurate. But anyway, it's good to get some peeps over here and spread out the crowds a little bit. I wonder if it's still crowded up by the front. Oh yeah, it totally is. They'll eventually make their way over here to Demon Drop. They're always excited for when a new ride opens up. And this one already has a completely packed line, and it's got pretty poor throughput, so I imagine it's gonna be crowded over here for a while. But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for today. Lots of great progress made on this part of the park. We got the log flume down, we got Demon Drop in, we got some nice restaurants and shops and such to fill this area out. Making progress towards the back of the park. I don't know when we'll be able to build a roller coaster next, but we're getting there. But that will do it for this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.